Jacob Davis with Davis Coaching Services, coming to you live from the college dormitory. I had some spare time today, so I figured I'd make a video. Got a little bit of positive feedback from a few of you guys asking me to make some more videos, just talking about some advice and general help that I may be able to bestow upon you, and things that some people just might not know going into the gym. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is why you should be following a structured program when trying to make muscle gains. So the title of this video is going to be why bodybuilders should follow programming. And I seem to stress this a lot with people, and it may go over their heads when I say words such as volume, intensity, frequency, things such as that. Bodybuilders generally do not understand those concepts. So that's kind of what I want to get into your head today, is why you should be following a plan rather than a simple sheet that says go in and do 3 sets of 10 every week, and why that you may be able to make better muscle gains by following a structured program such as my intermediate program that I put out last week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So some typical problems that I see with bodybuilders today in the gym is that they'll be following these cutout templates that they read on the internet, in muscle building magazines, certain things that'll say, okay, do leg press 3 sets of 10. The problem with these are they give you a 1-week guideline. Now, if you go in every week and do leg press 3 sets of 10, how are you progressing in that? Are you adding weight? Are you adding sets or reps? Most of the time people aren't, and they're not tracking these changes. So, for example, one guy will go in and do his leg press every single week at 3 sets of 10. Okay, he never changes the weight because he doesn't consciously know. He's not writing down his sets and reps. The problem with this is if you're never adding weight or volume to the bar, volume is weight times reps times sets. I'll get more into that a little bit later. If you're never adding this to your routine, you're never going to make progress. You know, your body will adapt to what you're doing right then, and it's only going to adapt to what you're doing right then. So that's one reason why I like to see people write what they're doing down, at least. If you're not following a structured program, at least write down kind of some guidelines as to what you're trying to do in the gym. Second thing that I see wrong with what bodybuilders tend to do in the gym is that they change their exercise variation up too much. Okay, an example for this would be week 1, you go in and you do leg press for legs. Okay, that's all fine and good. You know, I don't have a problem with leg press. I'd prefer you to do squats if you're able. But, you know, that aside, week 2, they go in and they do squats. Week 3, they go in and they do lunges. Okay, now they may be killing it on these days. Okay, but how are we going to gauge the amount of work done on the leg press versus squats versus lunges? There's no consistent progression there, so we can't really track progression. That's why I like to see people doing these boring programs that have you squatting twice a week, every week. Okay, so I can see the progression of how you're constantly making progress on a certain lift. This will translate over into consistent muscle gains over time rather than alternating your exercises. Okay, so with that being said, a question I have for common bodybuilders that follow these templates they read in the muscle magazine is, what happens when your muscle gains stop on this template? What do you do? A common response I like to get from bodybuilders when I go in the gym here at school or even at my home gym, they'll say, well, I'm just going to kill it more. You know, I'll just add in more work. Okay, that's all fine and good. There's only a certain amount of muscle that your body can gain from adding in more exercises and work. With that being said, that's just another reason to hop on an actual structured program where you're constantly adding certain things over time, not exercises, volume, and intensity. So here's how to fix the solution and why you should be following a program. Hopefully I've kind of gone over some issues that I constantly see with people in the gym. So number 1, progression is the key to muscle growth. Okay, like I said earlier, if you're constantly switching exercises, you can't really gauge properly if you're progressing, okay? We know that volume is what is going to produce the muscle growth. Volume is the amount of sets, reps, and weight you're using on a given day. So with a change in exercise, you can't always translate over volume, okay? I hope this makes sense. I don't have much time to explain it. I'm going to try to make these videos as short as possible. So your goal every week in the gym should be, number one, to write things down, write down what you're doing, go in the next week and do the same exercises for a certain amount of time. Try to either add to that exercise the next week weight. If you can't add weight to the exercise, let's add either an extra set or more reps to your sets, okay? Example one, first week you're doing 3 sets of 10 on squats, okay? Hypothetically, I use 295 pounds for sets of 10 on squats, okay? Next week, if I go in, I'm going to try to do 3 sets of 10 with 300 pounds on squats, okay? Another example of this would be if I can't add weight, I'd go in and I'd do 4 sets of 10, and then eventually 5 sets of 10, and I'd try to increase the weight, okay? What this is doing is constantly adding volume over time, sets times reps times weight. With that increase in volume, my muscles are going to grow. Well, in theory, you know, there's other factors such as diet, rest, recovery. A lot of other things go into it, but this is the gist of it, and I think this is really important to go over. So yeah, always add sets, reps, and weight every week. Try to. Don't change your exercise variation, guys. Don't go from doing a bench press one week to doing your machine press the next week. Keep a movement in there consistent and try to add something to it every week as you go in. That's why I can't stress enough writing things down, okay? So with all that being said, don't switch exercises for the sake of boredom. This is where bodybuilders can learn a lot from power lifters and Olympic lifters, is the aspect of programming, okay? For example, the program that I wrote last week, it's going to have you including these factors, and it's probably going to be boring if some of you bodybuilders looked over it. It's upper body, lower body, some simple key exercises that stay the same week to week. There's no adding in any extra exercises. There's a reason for that, okay? If you can stick to consistent exercises and add certain things over time, you're going to be good to go. This is Jacob Davis with Davis Coaching Services. I hope I've helped you guys without sounding redundant. I feel like I may have repeated myself a few times there, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I'm available to contact at Davisjakob.jd at gmail.com. And check out the link in the description, guys. It's going to be my DCS 8-week intermediate program. I really would like for you guys to check it out. Tell me what you think. Even run the program and let me know how you like it. All right? I'll see you guys next time.